Hello, budgeting best friends and family. My name is Sharia. This is the Sharia Mac channel where I am documenting my six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker with a virtual private practice. Also working part-time along with my husband, who is a welder. We have a combined income of about $115,000. We are a family of 7, 2 adult children, 2 seniors in high school, 1 fifth grader, and we are documenting our six-figure debt-free journey with monthly budgets, weekly budgets, and debt updates to share along with you guys here for inspiration and information. Information and inspiration, whichever. So today's video is January week 3's budget, and we will not hesitate to jump right into it. Right, so today's budget starts January the 11th and goes to January the 17th. Our pay weeks go from Thursday to Wednesday. My husband is paid on Thursdays every week, and I am paid on Fridays every week, and then my part-time pays me every other week. And so this is January week 3's budget. So we go right into income. For January week 3, we had a planned income of $2,700. That includes $800 from my husband, $900 from me, and $1,000 from my part-time job. Our actual was $821.24 for my husband, $933.67 for me. I pay myself that. And then $1,123.68 from my part-time job. I do work part-time as a behavioral care manager. I work 20 hours per week from 9:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's because in my private practice, I wasn't getting a lot of those morning appointments. I really will be glad when I can transition out of that and use that time to build more into my business, to invest more into my business, specifically with marketing, whether it's the YouTube portion of it or my private practice portion of it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm doing some things on the back end to be able to replace that income. So that brought our actual income to $2,878.59. So we go over to savings. Savings for this week was the traditional or the routine $50 into my high yield savings account, $50 into my husband's savings account. He does not have a high yield. I keep trying to convince him, but he just hasn't. And I probably just need to apply the pressure. But again, I've explained to you how he uses his savings account, and so that may be the hesitation. So $50 into both of those accounts. $10 went into my M1 finance investment account. I just invest $20 per month, and then I go in and reallocate and buy more shares of something. Right now it's the S&P 500. And then $50 went towards our Christmas 2024 fund. My son did not get his $10 because he got $20 last week, and my daughter did not get $50 because she charged $50 on my Hilton American Express, although she works. So I took the $50 and put back onto the card as her payment. So our savings was planned at $195, but we only saved $160. We transitioned over to bills. So bills for this week was the regular Wells Fargo home mortgage at $275.12. Apple Storage did not come out in this week. Farm Bureau did not come out in this week. Cricket Wireless at $58. Music and Arts, yes, at $41.63. Planet Fitness came out on the 17th at $25.05. And this was not due in this week. And then child support, regular weekly child support to my bonus son at $100. So our planned expenses or bills were $499.80, and our actual bills was $499.80. Transition over to expenses. Expenses, we had $150 in groceries planned, and we actually spent $185.89. Again, our log did not transfer over, so I don't know what's going on with that. Gas was we had planned $120, and the actual was $191, and it's because of the very same reason. My husband was still driving his monster truck, which was killing our gas. $25 was put towards beauty maintenance, but I spent $0. Boys hair, we had $50 and I spent $0. Toiletries, we had $50 and I spent $17.72. Household, we budgeted $50 and we spent $50.89. Fast food, we budgeted $50 and we spent $25.02. Date night, we had $0 in the budget and we spent $24.36 at Kava. No spending money. And then miscellaneous, we had budgeted $100 and we spent $140.06. And then in tithing, I had planned to tithe $100. And I tithed 10% of my actual income, the net income at $119.86. We go over to debt, and debt was budgeted or planned at $493.20 with minimum payments on the Capital One Venture RX card, which has a $0 balance, $30 on Ulta, also $0 balance, $50 on the State Employees Credit Union card, which is a $0 balance, $40 on our American Express, Hilton American Express. His has a $0 balance, mine had a balance. Sam's Club at $29 with $0 balance, and Best Buy at $29 with $0 balance. This totaled $243, and the whole $243 was applied to my Hilton American Express card. And then $32.16 again was interest from paying off the balance for my Platinum American Express, so I did pay that. $925 went towards our Carnival Barclays card, which is our Target debt at the time. And that probably all came out of my part-time income. $250.20 was my car payment, and that went towards, that is actually what we paid towards the car. And then 15% of my part-time income was $168.55, and that was applied as a principal payment to Student Loan 3. I have since decided to make changes on how I attribute that 15%, and I will discuss that at the end of the month in my debt update. So $493.20 was planned towards debt, and we were able to make an actual debt payment or actual debt payments of $1,618.91. So we go back up to the budgeted versus the actual. We had a planned rollover of $0, and we had an actual rollover of $133.80. Income was planned at $2,700, and we had an actual income of $2,878.59. The income saved was planned at $195, and we actually saved $160. Income spent was planned at $1,174.80, and we actually spent $1,254.60. The debt we had planned to pay was $493.20, and we actually paid $1,618.91. We had a planned leftover balance of $837, and as you can see, in actuality, we were in the negative $21.12, and that rolled over to weekly budget number 4. So that is it for our week 3 January budget. If we go up here to expenses, our expense breakdown, 24% went equally to gas, and then 25% went towards 25% went towards gas, and about 25% went towards groceries. We go over to the breakdown. 53.4% went towards debt. So I'm glad to see that. 24.9% went towards expenses. 16.5% went towards bills, and a measly 5.3% went towards savings out of our income. And again, because our expense log did not transfer over, I don't have any expenses to go over with you guys. I am going to reach out to the developer of this budget and figure out why my expenses are not translating over from the log. Because this is where the expenses are logged for the week and they are just not transferring over. So that is frustrating. Anyhow, going back to the actual budget, that is it for January week 3's budget. I'm very excited that we were able to put such a big amount of debt, eliminate such a big amount of debt. I shared at the beginning of the month what my financial goal was for this month, and it was to eliminate $2,500 worth of debt. And I'm glad to see that we were able to do a little more than half of that in just in 1 week. So that brings hope that I am able to meet my goal. And the $2,500 is broken down over 12 months because the annual goal is $30,000. So that is exciting to see. And then I think actually we have met that goal, but I will discuss that in the end of the month debt update. If you have any questions about how I'm budgeting, what I'm budgeting, why I'm budgeting, then you can list them down in the comment section below. This template is, and the Etsy store that I got this budgeting template for is included in the discussion section, as well as the 2023 template that I was using. That is for free. This one is, you do have to purchase. That is for free in the comment section, in the discussion box below. When you gain access to it, you just have to make a copy. You do not have to ask for permission. That is it for this week's budget. I look forward to seeing you in week 4's budget and then in the debt update. Bye for now.